All right, 5:30 seconds. I've got now, I feel like about 5 tanks through this saw now. Guaranteed 5 tanks through this saw. I'm putting it through the paces, friends. So friends, we're on a pretty cool chain right now. We're on a 5/16 file. I've done things over the years like the baby C, the chip dump, you know, all these different things. But we've got a chain on right now that I'm pretty happy about, actually. So let's go up. Carry your bar back when you're, think about where your comfortable spot is packing your saw. Straight up and down is good. Carry it bar back though, friends. I don't think I need anything else here. I got my camera and my saw. I think that should be good, but let me know what this 4C is like.
Friends, what I mean by that 4C is, I think 60 is what I'm talking about. 4K, 60 frames of, I don't know, I'm not techie, but there's 30 and 60. This is 60. Tell me what you think of it.
Almost go right there. No, not right now. We'll buck this on the way out. Let's get up here and finish up the firewood bucking we got to do here. I'll show you what I'm going to do, okay? It's just how I do it. Keep an eye on me ergonomically. And if you have a 20-inch bar or a 22-inch bar or 24 is a good recommended size bar for these saws, for these 60cc saws. I'm running a freaking mean chain right now, like a super mean chain. I'm actually intrigued. All right, 5:30 seconds. Like the ones we use to file our little topping saws, okay? Yeah, this was concave. I don't like this. I'm gonna fix this. There we go. 5:30 seconds. See the gullet? Still in it. We've been through this, friends. 5:30 seconds. 5:30 seconds. So let's do it. Let's fire up and go. This is just what I would do. Just me.
Well, friends, I'll tell you what, I sure missed that 32-inch bar. I'm running a 28 on this 562, which this saw surprised me. I just have to speak honestly, and that's why I'm trying to go with less taxing on the motor. That's why these filing experiments are good to do. Anything that'll less tax the motor with a 60cc saw is the better. But the shorter bar here is odd for me. I'm used to the 32, but it's a very nice mix for this saw.
I love it. Let's do this. 1, 2, maybe 3. Let's choke it. Let's see what happens.
So friends, welcome to the newcomers. If you're new here, friends, I sometimes don't explain a bunch of stuff, but this is just a real world scenario. You walk into the bush, you got some firewood to cut up, whether it's a job you're on or you're doing it for yourself, the log is on the ground. And this is just an example of how I would approach this one log at this time and space of our lives, of how I would cut this into firewood. This is exactly what I would do. No tricks, no frills, no gimmicks, just fire up and go.
So friends, this mindset of having to cut through the log, just get rid of that mindset. You don't need to cut through every log, every chunk of firewood. If you think you're taking a chance, then you're probably taking a chance. So, you know what I'm saying? If you can cut through it, cut through it. But if not, don't.
This is where I really miss that extra 4 inches. Look at me. Look at, I'm used to standing straight up with this small wood. This is where the long bar is really nice. I'm gonna buck this log. My job is to buck this log right now. So here's the log. What would I do? Well, I would probably come up here and buck the stuff that's in the air first, which is here. So but it gets pretty nasty down there. We're in the ground down there. So now I'm right on the dirt. I'm right in the dirt, up against a tree, and it's not pretty, but I'm in there. Like, I'm right in there. So friends, I take these little opportunities, these real world opportunities for folks who are getting into power saws or already into power saws. This is a daily occurrence. It's not all YouTube glamour and people holding up freaking logs for you with their tractors and excavators. You're in the dirt. This is my life, and this is what it's been. So this thought that you have to cut through each piece of firewood and let it drop is not effective. It's not effective. It's going to put you on a stump filing your saw. Cut 3/4 of the way through the log until you find a safe spot where there's air and you know you won't hit the ground. Then make smaller chunks of the log like this. And yeah, you got to go down. Of course you got to go down sooner or later and move something. That's what working is. Okay, so I just wanted to show you, just don't cut all the way through the log, or you're gonna, you take chances, you're gonna get pinched, or you're gonna get rocked, you're gonna rock out. So this thing was implanted in the ground, right there. There it was, up against that tree. So it's bucked, it's done. We're done up here. So believe it or not, friends, this fire, I was hoping to help Vartan out today. He's not there. He's floating around doing this and that. But believe it or not, I'm trying to start this fire with as a blower, using the muffler as a blower. It actually worked. So I got flame, I just put a little bit of greens on there, and I had such a wonderful day. I was sweating and dragging brush. I was using mainly my right arm, and I probably went a little hard, to be honest with you. This was a few days back yet, but that's kind of what I'm doing here.
There she goes. So friends, if you're doing work for somebody and you know they're gonna have a burn, do them a favor, especially if they don't run power saw. Make these all like into 2 or 3 pieces. See that fire starting to go now? But when you feed big long limbs like that, you end up with all the shrapnel on the outside and it just burns a hole in the center. You want wood to continuously be on the flame. So like this top will get cut into like 10 pieces so that they can easily feed their fire without it, struggling. So just think about that. You're the sawman on the job. If you're getting paid to do saw work, do the saw work. Trim this stuff up so these people can deal with this. I think you know what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, I know you do. All right, let's go do something else here. This wood's all bucked up. Apply the brush. Do your customers a service and don't. I know you want to pack up your saws and get going, but they can't feed the fire like that. They're gonna have to get out their hand pruners or their little battery saw and do whatever. But I'm telling you, if you're feeding a small fire, these branches are too long for a small fire. So there we go. Now you can walk away in good conscience that they're going to be able to feed their fire now and not have it burn out inside. See? Just like this. All small stuff. The odd big one, just leave it. You'll come back for it. It's no sense in rocking your saw. Keep it all nice and small for them, just for a small fire like that. Hoodie on, it's roasting. I got a sweat on, friends. Oh yeah. I can only pull with my right side though, so I'm just pulling with my right and letting the left kind of just hang, right? Just getting it moving. We're getting there. We just cleaned up all this brush here for Vartan. It was ugly, it was messy, and I didn't want them having it with a little top up there. I cut everything small so it's burnable. All right, well, we just did a whole pile of freaking sweat work. Felt good. I'm just
looking at this now. Again, this is 4K 60, so you can see, wow, that's amazing camera. You can see what I'm working with here, right? I showed this a bunch of times already, but that is see all the gullet left in the chain? There's a ski slope. Remember, we talk about the ski slope? Look at it on the inside and the outside. One tooth going one way and one tooth going the other way. It's the exact same. This is a 5/30 seconds file on a chain that is almost halfway back now. And friends, listen, here, let's try something. Oh, dear Lord. Like, let's rock this back and let's have a look. Oh my. Friends, it's very interesting to me. Let's move ahead. Yeah, you can see I'm starting to come back a little, but I'm more over on this side. Well, that's her for today, friends. I've been running the snot right out of that little saw. I get asked by people quite a bit, what does the muffler do to the, whatever they call it, auto tune, or these other M-tronics, or friends, nothing. I don't have a computer that I plug into. I just, like I say, I've been running pipes on these saws for a long, long time. My 572, I've had a pipe on since conception, is that a word? Since I've had it. I did not run that saw that long without a pipe. So I get asked by people, what does it do to the do you have to get a new carburetor? Do you have to, I would never do that, friends. I wouldn't do it. That's not me. If it doesn't work with what I'm doing, I'll either not use the saw or use it as is. I wouldn't chase a new carburetor for a saw like that just because I wanted to put a pipe on it. I put the pipe on it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's really simply it. These resets everybody talks about on M-tronic or auto tunes, friends, sure. But if you know what a power saw is supposed to do, and you know what a saw is, one of the main things, it's supposed to idle, and then when you crack on it wide open, it's supposed to rev up and hold its rev and kind of crackle a bit. It shouldn't just go to the moon. It should kind of, well, some people call it four-stroking or gurgling or whatever, but it should lean out in the wood. When you have a nice sharp chain and you stick it in the wood, it should go blah, and that means it's consuming fuel and working and cutting. So that's why a sharp chain is so important to these saws, more so now than ever, just in my opinion. So this 60cc saw, I'm impressed. I'll say it again. This filing, I have actually not done this. I've done this with the Baby C. We did it a while back, and it was a success, but it's a lot of work. I'm talking with that little teeny 8th file, you know the one, friends? Too much work for the gains. The gains weren't there. But this isn't really a lot of work. You just have to be very diligent with your file work. You have to stay on the top side of the tooth and create your angles and a strong top plate. If you go under too far, it's going to cut for a little bit and then it's going to get dull again. And I see this a lot on the internet. I see it with a lot of fellas. This is the problem they run into. They go too aggressive. So if that's you, just use the 7/30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like just use the 30 seconds, because the whole file will take up the whole chain. It'll, like, you can't go too deep unless you were gouging out the, you know, the rails and stuff. So 7/30 seconds is 3/8. That's what we use. But if you want to try, like square ground, friends, only uses half the top of the chain. So like right here, square on the left, Baby C on the right. I'll let this play out and you'll see the Baby C a little better. Half the chain. See, look at that. That's a true Baby C, right? It does. It only uses, here, let me show you something. There's one. It only uses to there, to that line. Square ground chain only uses that much of the chain. And it cuts much better than round. And I can get a mean round cutting, friends, I can. And a lot of guys can. A lot of guys can. But this Sister C, I'm very excited about it. Very excited about it. And I'm also excited that you're here watching and hopefully learning something, hopefully getting a smile on your face, and hopefully leaving this video. When you leave these videos of mine, I hope if anything, if you didn't learn anything or if you were kind of skipping through and doing your thing, I hope at the end you can go away with a smile and maybe wanting to be better as a human being. And that could be simply letting somebody in front of you in traffic, just realizing that you're not really in a hurry. We may think we are sometimes. And I find that self-focused tunnel vision is really out there a lot. I see it more because I'm kind of drawn back now, and I leave space for life to happen in front of me. I leave space to happen. That's why I don't tailgate when I drive. I will literally, me and my wife were talking about the other day, like I'm in the right lane a lot nowadays, friends. I'm not in the fast lane anymore. I'm not in a hurry. So let's leave room for life and leave room for each other going forward. Work hard, be honest, be kind, and thanks for watching my videos. I'm slowly starting to get a little bit stronger, and I don't want to push myself. So we're getting there. Thanks for being here.
See? See that?